Hello, Jiji Mammen. Thanks for being on the BS Backing Show. Really appreciate it. Why has stress in the 90-day past due bucket gone up for microfinance institutions?
See, you know that microfinance went through a very tough time during the COVID. And in the last 2 years, from 2020 to 2021, it suffered a huge loss because of the COVID impact. So during that period, there had been some NPA built up, which continues. But if you see the current loans, especially the loans which have been disbursed after, say, 21 September or so, that is after the second wave was over, the recovery is almost near normal. It is 98%, 99%. Some people talk about even more than that. So the NPA which you are seeing, especially the NPA beyond 180 days or 90 days. 90 days, of course, I don't think much would be there because the overall net NPA at the moment is less than 2%. So whatever you are seeing is above 180 days, and 180 days is mainly because of the COVID impact.
What is the corpus that we are talking about in terms of NPAs?
See, it's around 13% of the total. That was the last quarter result was showing. That is the third quarter numbers are showing that almost 13% of the total outstanding was above 180 days, which works out to something like 40 plus thousand crores. But then, as I said, this is mainly because of the NPA built up during the COVID period, number one. Number two is that, see, it also depends on the right of policy of the institutions. Some of the institutions, especially the bigger entities, they were able to write off the NPAs and clean up their balance sheet. So which is not figuring here. Whereas some of the smaller ones and the banks, especially, banks has got around 56% of the portfolio share in the portfolio. So in banks, generally, the right of policy is totally different than the MFI. So it got built up. So mainly it is because of the NPA, because of the bank's portfolio, which is not written off, and also because of the smaller MFI who could not write off the NPAs.
Can it be safely assumed that the pandemic-induced stress is behind us?
Definitely. In fact, leaving about that, whatever has happened during that period, which is a legacy, which may continue for some more time, means I am saying that the current loans are all on the almost at the normal level of recovery, which is, so you can very well say that the pandemic impacts have been totally redued.
What explains the higher rejection rates in the industry?
Yes. In fact, that when the new regulatory norms came, they have stipulated certain criteria for being a microfinance loan. One is that 3 lakh household income, annual household income. Number two is that the overall repayment obligation of a household should not exceed more than 50% of the monthly income. So these are the two areas which definitely causing in the sense it is coming in the way of rejections, because some cases there are the households, their incomes have gone beyond the 3 lakh level, which is good. So the only thing is that it can't be counted as a microfinance loans. Secondly is that, see, when you take the indebtedness of a household, all the loans of a household, husband may be having some loan, the children may be having some loan. If you take all these things and when the repayment obligation is computed, it goes beyond 50%. So these are two areas. And of course, default case are also there, especially those members who have defaulted during the COVID period. Their history still continues to be as a defaulter. So that also comes in the way.
A case has been made that P2P lenders should be allowed into secured finance. How will this play on the MFI industry?
See, my take is that India is such a large country. We have sufficient space for everyone. Even now, if you see the microfinance sector, you just see that around 82% of the portfolio, it is from 10 states. 56% of the portfolio is from 5 states. 20% of the portfolio is contributed by 25 districts. So there is a lot of skewed development as far as the sector is concerned. So which means that there is a huge space for lending to take place. I was just seeing the numbers of the districts. Around 100 districts contribute around 47% of the portfolio. Top 200 districts contribute about 70% of the portfolio. That means around 300, around 300, if you take almost the entire portfolio would be contributed by around 300 districts, which means quite a large number of districts are still not fully covered, uncovered, or fully covered, or very minimal covered. So there is a huge space. And even if you see the potentials of microfinance worked out, the current level of microfinance portfolio is somewhere around 3.5 lakh crores. I mean, that is a optimistic estimation which we are having for the current year, because it touched 3.4 lakh crores in February, so it should be 3.5 lakh crore by the end of March. We are still not having the final figures. Whereas the estimated potential for this sector is as high as 24 lakh crores. So I'm saying is there is a huge potential available where quite a large number of players can come in. And I don't think P2P lenders will cause any kind of a discomfort for the MFI lending. And moreover, P2P lending, as you said, it's on a security-based lending. Whereas here we are talking about the poor people who do not have any securities to offer. So there are a large number of people who would be definitely looking for taking loans from the MFIs.
What explains the skew in the MFI sector itself in terms of its coverage?
Yeah. See, the tendency is that where there is already developed areas are there, or where there are already developed players are there, there is a tendency of others also to crowd in there. You have seen in the pre-2010 period, almost entire portfolio was in one state, in Andhra Pradesh. Almost 60-70% of the portfolio was in Andhra Pradesh state, because there the microfinance sector, microfinance activities developed and continue to thrive. So everyone flocked onto that district, into that state. Subsequent to that, we have seen it is going out of Andhra Pradesh to other states. But tendency was that to see that wherever there are already a coverage is there, or I would say that even as wherever the self-help group movement has been built up, there it was easy for the MFIs to penetrate. That's why you see in Tamil Nadu, in Karnataka, in West Bengal, Orissa, Bihar, there are all states where SHG bank linkage program is also well developed. So probably I am saying that it could be like this, that MFI would be taking advantage of the already built up infrastructure in the form of social capital.
Is there a case for MFIs to get a line of refinance given the
Yes.
cost of funds issue?
See, refinance is already available from a couple of institutions, as you know. NABARD provides refinance, SIDBI provides refinance, and Mudra provides refinance to the microfinance institutions. But that is not sufficient, mainly because, see, the kind of the volume of lending taking place. As I said, now already we are touching around 3.5 lakh crores. That means around 2 to 3 lakh crore must have been disbursed during this year. So whereas the disbursement from the refinancing institution would be a fraction of that. So there is a huge need for funding mechanism as far as MFIs are concerned. In fact, I was just recently, when I had visited Bangladesh, I could see one of the institutions there. It was exclusively created for supporting the microfinance. It is called PKSF. The PKSF is an institution formed in 1999 only for the supporting the microfinance institution. It provides institutional support as well as the funding support. That has helped in developing many microfinance institutions, including the very big institutions like BRAC or ASHA or even TMSS. All these institutions have been created or developed because of the support from the PKSF. We don't have an institution like that. SIDBI used to play a role in initially supporting the development of microfinance institutions, but then they have diverse activities, especially their focus is on SME. So when their focus is on SME, supporting microfinance on a focused way may not be that possible. So I would definitely suggest that there is a need for a dedicated institution, something on the lines of PKSF, which can support the microfinance sector to get the funds, get the refinance or get the funds. In fact, if you see the Mudra, which was created in 2015, it is supporting the Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. There, the refinance is given to all the institutions. Had it been created specifically for supporting MFI, I think that would have been better. I mean, that's what I could feel after seeing the PKSF experiment. So there is a need for refinance support for microfinance institution because funding is a major requirement of this industry.
Jiji Mammen, thanks for being on the BS Backing Show. We would like to have you again.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
I am the blue of the limitless sky. I am the inspiration that led success soar high. I will achieve, I will fly high. I am the I in SBI.
I'm backed by the nation's trusted bank, SBI, the banker to every Indian.